Dora, with how good she is, she can do probably up to about 450 shirts, 500 an hour. Wow. And they outsource it to us. So all they have to do is go on the website, place the order, everything's set up through Deco. Yeah, most people run a hat at around 550, 600, where we can pretty much with the Barrett and run it right at 750 and have no issues. When it comes to the system and the employees, I mean, you can't have a business without great employees, and that take pride in what they do.
Hey everyone, Zach Dewhurst, the Business Development Manager at DecoNetwork, and today we're in Duncanville, Texas at Absolute Logo Factory with Sean Middleton. How's it going, Sean?
Good, Zach, how are you?
Good. Sean, you've been a DecoNetwork user for several years now.
Yes, been there with Deco for 4 years.
And how long has the business been around?
Business has been around since 1999.
Oh gosh, I bet you wish you had the software the whole time.
Oh my goodness, no doubt about it, man. It's changed the company and the way we do things for sure.
A lot more organized, all on the same page, less mistakes.
Yeah, less micromanaging.
Less micromanaging.
Yeah.
And what all are we going to be showing our viewers during this video?
Basically, we got anywhere from the art department to the spider to the embroidery operations to the screen print to shipping and receiving.
So you're really a one-stop shop?
Yes. Yeah.
And if you don't do it, you farm it out to somebody else, and what they often don't do, they bring to you as well.
Correct. Yeah, we work hand in hand with a lot of different companies in the area.
So Sean, what do you say we go check out your shop?
Let's do it.
So we're in the office space environment. What do we have over here in our first office?
Yeah, so the first office here is the art area where Mariah does all of her artwork for screen print and pretty much anything to do with
so everything from separating colors, selecting your color for embroidery or print. You know, she's doing it all here. And Maya, you said you were self-taught?
Yes, I'm self-taught graphic artist. It hasn't been easy, but yes.
And I see you're using Business Hub right now to prep some artwork.
Yes, I am right now fixing the Pantone colors, just making sure that everything is correct.
And I bet since you guys started using the software, the ambiguity and he said, she said, you're actually putting together that quote,
No
sending the proof. Mm-hmm. And what percentage of your orders start out as a quote?
I'd probably say 50%. Usually, I mean, our customers, we've had such a long time, they pretty know what our price range is. So there's really not too much quotes involved, and also they're also ordering it on their own.
Okay.
On the Deco website that we might build for them, or we might do it through Business Hub.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But you let them approve it before you do anything else.
Everything's approved, right, Mariah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. So all artwork is approved. That it doesn't matter if it's a repeat job, it's still approved. As soon as they download, even if they do their own order, the artwork is still going to be approved. Always try to protect our backs in the business realm of things. So, and with Deco, everything's very simple with that, to where they can just have one click, and then it's artwork approved. It notifies us, and we're good to go.
And
Right.
I was kind of, letting you guys know what's right around the corner. You're about to be able to upload DST files,
That's
change
great.
colors when they're in there. It's going to make life even easier.
Oh, that's great.
It's something exclusive Deco has. We have the best embroidery features, and it's all going up that next level. So
That's the best news all day.
wait till a lot of digitizing comes.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
really are good.
Yes.
So, the biggest hurdle in our industry will always be getting good artwork from our customers.
Right.
And you guys primarily work B2B. Does B2B guarantee you a vector logo?
No.
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 No, it doesn't.
Even after 5 years, some still look at you like, what are you talking about? Even though you told them 10 times, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So and that's a service that you'll offer though to them,
Exactly,
obviously.
right.
And digitizing, do you guys do that in-house?
We do not. I did digitizing for years and find out it's much easier just to outsource that online, and get it back usually within 24 hours.
And it makes sense why you would want to do the print side more yourself, because you have to trap colors and strokes and chokes. You need it to be perfect, and you really need to be near the printer and communicate with them. And it's a lot better than if you just outsource it.
That's right.
It's not going to get you, versus digitizing, I'm going to take it, I'm going to kind of just stick it in the machine. And we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Sean, I guess I would call this, the office print room.
Correct.
Essentially, right here, you're printing some menus.
Yeah, it's just a little added feature that we do here, just to be able to help a customer out.
And it's not necessarily a focus, but having a machine like this, it helps you guys when you need it, and sometime your customer probably hits you up, hey, do you do business cards or any of this?
Yep.
And you may have to say, no, but I can bail you out, in this situation.
That's exactly right.
And then we have something totally different, and these are a lot of patches that it looks like they're coming from Hotronics or Stalls, because they have the 360 IQ. So everything from 3D embroidery to leather to a woven patch to the flex style, a lot of different types of pretty cool effects that you couldn't heat press onto a product 10 years ago.
That's a good point. So I was about to say that 10 years ago, a lot of these options weren't even an option. It was just straight, usually embroidery.
Yeah, you'd have to put it directly on there.
But now with Stalls, they've done such a good job of giving a vendor a variety of different options to put on a hat. And so whenever a customer does come in and want to look at a hat or a different technique used for a hat, then we have those available to them.
And you're always trying to keep up with the cutting edge, fashion trends, decoration processes.
For sure, yes, yeah.
And like you've kind of told us during one of our interviews today, it's been changing quite a bit in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
When you look at DTF, and we saw one at Long Beach where you could go from embroidery to printing it.
Yeah.
We saw the color reel come out a few years ago.
How crazy is that, huh?
I mean, it's pretty crazy technology. A lot of it is expensive when it first comes out, but something like this you can start offering with minimal investment. You can outsource DTF transfers.
Exactly.
So something I really like that you mentioned earlier, Sean, is you work with a lot of other decorators.
Correct.
We all have our strengths. We're not really in an industry where we look at each other like competitive enemies.
Correct.
We can pick each other up, help each other. There's a lot of business to go around.
No doubt.
And we toured another shop, Jay-Z Embroidery, here in Duncanville, and they actually have a different market than you. You're primarily B2B. They have the storefront.
Correct.
They like the B2C. And then they'll get that business come in there that's been there for years.
Correct.
Hit you up, hey, I need 1,000 shirts printed. And,
right.
Do what you're good at and don't overreach.
Yeah.
I remember Ali was telling us last year, I'm thinking about getting into screen printing. And he's into DTF, and I'm like, I keep doing what you're doing.
No doubt.
Let somebody else pull out their hair, because it takes years to master a lot of these processes.
You got to have an expert person running the machine for sure.
And you have looks like a very strong staff. And your role here is vice president, and we just met Maya, who is the president. Correct?
Correct. Yeah, Mariah.
Sorry. Yeah. And having that, that partnership, it's got to help. I mean, there are days where I just really wish I had somebody else to kind of share the load. I mean, you can have great employees, but when you have a partner, it's different.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and it's, like you said, it's very beneficial to have one. If you do want to take off as another partner, you should feel comfortable be able to leave your operation and things still run smoothly. So that's, it's a key to it.
All right, Sean, I know you're the embroidery guy, but screen printing, the most difficult part of the process is making a perfect stencil. And this is what we call a CTS, a computer to screen.
Yeah.
And what it allows us to do is eliminate the printing onto a film to then tape to a screen and then expose it. Yep. Instead, we're able to put a screen on here, and then it essentially prints the design directly onto the screen. You're then able to take that to the exposure unit, expose it, and then finish developing by washing it out. Makes you more efficient.
No doubt. It's been a huge game changer for us. We got this at the beginning of 2023. And like you said, we're a little old school with the old films, and getting things lined up perfectly was a challenge sometimes. And with this here, it's changed the game with that.
Well, there's 3 things it does. And a lot of people think about, oh, I save money on the film. Yeah, you save money, but what you really are doing, 1, registration gets a lot easier to quickly get on press and get everything registered. I mean, an automatic press, it doesn't want to sit. And when you're registering, it takes time. You want to get that taken care of as quickly as possible. This is going to help. And 3rd, detail in the design.
Correct.
I mean, it's very hard to get those perfect dots sometimes on that film, and then, you know, it's not sitting on the screen versus this, and you're able to get a really nice, fine, detailed print. Computer to screen, it's becoming extremely popular. It's almost a given if you have automatic printing equipment nowadays.
Yeah, correct.
And you said you've loved the Spider and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, once you get the bugs out at the very beginning, then it's pretty much just keep the maintenance up with it and download your logos and off you go.
Wow. Work hard and smart.
Smart,
then hard.
then hard.
I don't like to say don't work hard. You still got to work hard.
You still got to work hard.
But you got to work smart,
like the
then
smart
hard.
Part. Yeah.
All right, Sean, where are we?
A lovely washout booth, a job everybody wants.
Everybody wants.
Yes.
Best job in the shop. But you know what? It's probably one of the most important jobs.
No doubt.
You know, we just talked about your computer to screen, and that's great. But if you don't properly reclaim your screen, you are not going to be able to really expose it and use it again.
Exactly.
So what's the strategy back here? You know, try to make it as efficient as possible using the best chemicals. Like what's the general?
Yeah, so the chemicals are a key part to it, but also the operator that actually runs like you said, this is a very crucial part in the whole screen print department. Not having pinholes. Things like that, it's very crucial. So if you have somebody that knows what they're doing, and it definitely helps out on that. And
do you have any idea how many screens you guys might go through a day?
Day, I can tell you a week. We usually go through about 60 to 80 screens a week.
60.
Yep.
And you know, your screen print staff, they have a lot of experience.
For sure, yeah. Dora, our main operator, she's been doing this for over 22 years. And Lucy's been with us for 5 years. But yeah, a lot of experience.
A lot of peace of mind for you, not worrying about things when you hire experience.
When I hired Dora, I no longer have to worry about actually how to run the machine. Because you would not want a job done with me running the machine.
Yeah, okay, so not fun, but vital, and you know, we're not printing money in here, we're gonna print money out here, right? So, Sean, what do we have? I see a couple M&Rs. Are these Diamondback presses?
Yes. Yeah, we have the Diamondback R series here where we do a lot of one-color jobs, especially in our peak season. We'll have both machines running. But we always keep this set up with the sleeve to where we don't have to break down the other main machine the whole time, to where it just makes it simple for them to rotate the dryer, put that on, and we're rock and rolling.
Any idea how old?
Oh, my goodness. I bought this 8 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, and it was probably 15 years before that.
Okay, you didn't buy it brand new?
No, I didn't buy it brand new. Yeah, it was a used equipment when I bought it.
Any regrets buying used?
No, I think it's good to have a good technician to give you a peace of mind.
Well, M&R is one of the best.
Oh, that's the thing, yeah. M&R's
and you're
top of the
in
line.
Fort Worth, and like one of their largest dealers is GSG.
Correct.
That's got to give you a lot of also peace of mind.
No
that
doubt.
Anybody from GSG could probably take this thing completely apart, put it back together in the same day.
Yeah, and we've called plenty of people at GSG to help us out.
So this you're primarily using for sleeves, which you do a lot of contract work.
Correct.
And that's, I'm sure, you know, there's a lot of shops, hey, I might be able to, I can print the front, I don't want to print the sleeve.
Yeah.
Can you do that for me? And then they're bringing it to you, and you're going to be able to knock it out.
Knock it out for them. Yep.
So this Diamondback is set up obviously for your sleeves, and right now we're going on the front of the shirt, it looks like.
Yeah.
So a standard left chest. Any idea how many shirts you might get out an hour with 2 operators?
2 operators. Dora, with how good she is, she can do probably up to about 450 shirts, 500 an hour.
Wow.
And knock it out pretty quick. So, especially if it's a 1-color print, she's pretty efficient. She can turn that baby down to 0, 1 and rock and roll.
All right, Sean, so your team finished printing all of your front left chest. So they whipped these out very quickly. Your press is printing 400 to 500 shirts an hour with 3 team members running it. And now we're setting up the next color of the job. So what I think is really cool that you guys did is you burned both the left chest and the back print on your exact same screens. So after they printed all of the left chest, Dora, press operator, went to every station and swapped the screens to be the opposite direction, and she's been at it for about, I don't know, 6, 7 minutes, and she's almost registered. She's on the last screen.
Yeah.
That's how quick. You'd love it to always be. I think that goes back to your computer to screen setup as well. I mean, just having that, that investment is going to save you money here.
Yes.
And, it's all about the setup. Screen printing, the ink cost is very minimal. The setup of the job takes time.
Yeah, you're paying for time. That's what you're really paying for in screen prints. So, yeah, I totally agree. The cost isn't really in the ink.
No.
It's the efficiency of how things operate. And with the Spider machine, it definitely speeds the process up of being able to set up like Dora's doing.
And one thing I saw that, you guys are also playing around, getting away from taping a screen and using this newer technology of just taking, I don't know if it's just glue or what, but going around. We have tape on the other side just because it's an older screen, but check that out. No tape, but no ink is going to be able to get through.
Correct, yeah. So we're in the current test phase with that. So we've purchased 10 screens to just see how the process works, and so far so good.
Wow, and you've done it on different mesh counts and
correct, yeah.
No problems?
That's right, no problems.
Wow. Also, again, what I love about your shop, you actually use DecoNetwork properly.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, we have our order and we have a invoice just to help us, but then you have the order worksheet. It allows Dora and the team to know, hey, we're printing 70 shirts. We are printing them with 186 red, light orange, 165C, and white. And we have both a front and a back print.
Correct.
It's amazing what happens when you use something properly, and I assume after this job, we have this job. So the next one will be what, 30 shirts, orange and white. And then we have navy shirts.
That's a big job there.
That is a big job, and you're also using customer supplied shirts.
Correct.
And they bought this through one of your deco sites. They weren't emailed to you. You had to put together a quote, send it back to them. They're actually using a site you set up to submit a contract order.
Correct. And yeah. So I have a contract site set up for all my customers, just like who we are. And they outsource it to us. So where all they have to do is go on the website, place their order. Everything's set up through Deco. And then we get the confirmation order, and then we go through the artwork approval process. And once it's approved, it's ready to run.
This is pretty cool. They're doing t-shirts, they're supplying you sweatshirts, and they're also supplying you shorts.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy for me to get a screen print order out sometimes. It is that easy.
It is that easy.
I just got to be using, software the way it was intended to be built. So again, teamwork is one. Having software to make you as efficient as possible is just half of the battle.
Correct.
What would you do without these ladies running this press?
Well, we wouldn't have a screen print department. If you don't want me to run, I'll be here all day trying to just set up the machine itself. But yeah, so when it comes to the system and the employees, you can't have a business without great employees and that take pride in what they do.
Well, also your actual organization of the shop. One of my favorite classes in college was an operations management shop.
Yep.
And just, hey, put this equipment here next to this one, move your bottleneck so that it's not slowing down the process. How how did you organize this space to be as efficient as possible?
Yeah, great question. So when we had this open warehouse space, when we first got into the screen print, we had GSG come out and actually do a layout diagram of what it would look like. So they're the ones that actually came out and said, hey, I think this machine here would be great, dryer here, all the pieces of the equipment where it needs to go with the square footage that you have to run the shop.
And electricity and
electricity and
I mean,
everything,
a lot
correct.
Of HVAC.
Yep.
I mean, and like what you're doing, let's put the dryer in between two presses.
Yep.
Choose which direction we want to make
Exactly
the dryer
right.
go, and again, efficiency.
Correct.
Now you don't have two different dryers, have to bring in more electricity and so
No doubt.
You guys have a lot of different types of inks. Do you do any Pantone matching?
We do, yeah. So we, especially with contract work, we have a lot of Pantone matching that we have to do, and she's the expert on that. So it's an interesting process, and it's fun to watch her do it. And I still haven't learned how to do it.
Yeah, your classic,
There you go.
uncoded and coded Pantone books. All right, well, let's check it out. You guys want to see how 400 or 500 shirts are printed in an hour? This is why you buy an automatic. I mean, and the quality, the consistency. If you're physically doing it, not only can you not do it all day, you're not going to be consistent. It's
No
harder
doubt.
to register colors.
That's the only good thing with the manual is you get good forearms.
Yeah, you do. You become Popeye, and it'll help your golf swing in the end.
Yeah,
you might
for
get a
sure.
couple more yards, but
I'd rather not try it that way though.
no, carpal tunnel. Yeah,
I'd say let's work smarter, right?
yeah. So yeah, and again, working smart, using the same screen that has a very small print on the front, big print on the back. That's working smart. That's
Yep.
how you, time is money, and reclaiming a screen takes time. Burning a screen takes time. So this is definitely working smart and hard, but
agree.
efficiency is the key.
No doubt. Totally agree.
Looks like fun.
Yeah, it's fun to watch somebody that does what they do really good, and that's what we do here. So
Well, when it's
take great pride in it.
When it's working properly, it's like printing money, isn't it?
That's right.
Every time that shirt comes off and goes there, it is like printing your own $100 bill.
That's right.
Because what? I mean, it's if I look at this job, your unit price is $750 a shirt, and
Correct.
that is with the cost of the shirt. This is a Gildan or a Portland company.
That's without the cost of the shirt.
That's the cost?
This is a contract job. Yeah.
So you're charging $750 for the front and the back.
Correct.
The whole job will be completed in under an hour.
Yes.
Because again, obviously, and you are charging $525.
Yeah.
So $525 is what you billed the customer. This job will be completed within an hour.
Correct.
Those are some pretty good margins.
That's pretty good margin.
And that's what screen printing should
Can do for you.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why.
That's what it's all about.
So, Sean, have an open door. This is just screaming, hey, bring me the orders, the blank shirts in here. People come and go all day, grabbing, dropping off.
Correct.
Where are we exactly?
So we are in the shipping and receiving area. So yeah, make yourself at home. We have an open door, for you to drop off boxes, and you're out the door.
Because you do a lot of contract work, and you like to have that, nice relationship with them.
For sure.
Like you even told us earlier, they can come and just pick up, or again, drop off. They don't really have to come grab Sean.
No, I'm out of it. I'm in my office. They're grabbing and going, and we also have Vanessa back here every now and then to just make sure they're getting the right boxes. Every box is labeled with the invoice number from Deco, with the company name and the business, the business that we're doing for that company.
So how do you have it organized? Because I see some smaller orders over here.
Yep.
Again, just like you're saying, order worksheet, and then over here some bigger orders. So do you kind of keep like contracts separate?
Correct.
than
Yeah.
others?
So all my contract pickup over here, and that's just basically for a contract customer that wants to pick up. And then we also have the shipping on the opposite side, and that's for retail or contract. So my staff is aware of how the operation works, and this is actually where Deco comes in handy. So they know that CS.Absolute Logo Factory is a contract supplier. CS stands for contract supplier. So that's the first thing that they look at. All right, it's contract supplier. It's either going to go here or here, right?
Yep.
So then they can go over here and look at the shipping, it's customer supplied label. So that tells the employee, hey, this is going to be shipped out with the customer supplied label in hand.
And how do you do that? Do you contact the supplier or the customer and say, hey, we've weighed your shirts, this is how much it weighs, this is how big the box is?
So Deco, basically whenever I do the production, they show production complete. As soon as they get the production complete email, they know it's ready to ship and they'll send us the label.
Wow, you don't even, it's all automated, you don't even have to contact them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never contact them.
And again, obviously we see here, so purchase orders, when you have blanks come in, they'll come in, receive the stock, whether it's a customer supplied or something you order from Sanmar, SMS, Alpha Broder. And then when it comes time to ship, you're down in here buying and printing the label.
Yep.
And also, Sean, we're going to get you on ShipStation. Now, Sean doesn't ship a lot of things, but if you do ship orders, I cannot stress enough how great ShipStation is. It will make your life a lot easier. You buy and print the label, customers automatically email the tracking. This doesn't work great for customer supplied when they're trying to give you the label, which is, and you're a lot of local, so it's not what you primarily do, but
exactly.
It is worth every penny for those orders that you are shipping, because what you'll also find is, if you think you're getting a good rate for post office or FedEx or UPS, you will find that your rates will be significantly better through ShipStation, just because of the volume they're doing.
I'll take your word on it.
Everything else you're doing is great. We just got to get you on ShipStation. All right, Sean, we're in the embroidery room. This is kind of your realm, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where it all started for me. Is my little forte, you could say, is embroidery.
And it looks like you're a Bearden guy.
I am, yeah. Bearden's, I think, is one of the top machines. I know there's some other machines out there, but when it treats me right, I'll stick with you.
I've never heard anything negative about Bearden. I mean, Tajima, Bearden, they're leaders.
No doubt.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with Japanese engineering, can you?
No, it's one of the best ones that I can think of, and I've had them for several years now. And if I had to buy a new machine, it'd be another Bearden.
The mistake I made when I first started bringing embroidery in-house was thinking, it's just got to get it well digitized, have that good tension, and it's like the right color, right?
Yeah,
There's a little bit more to that, isn't it?
That easy.
There's a few variables. Can you go over some of those variables of how to put out a good product and really keep the machine running instead of fighting it?
Yeah, so the quality or the actual material itself can also determine what type of needle you need, what size of needle you need, ballpoint, sharp, different things like that make a big difference in the quality of product that you put out.
Yep, and we actually did a pretty cool webinar with Madeira on selecting the right backing, and then we did one with Eric Campbell when it came to selecting needle size and so forth. There's just a lot of variables, just like any process. You got to get them all right if you really want to put out the best possible product. And also it helps your staff. It's discouraging if you're constantly breaking thread or having some other type of problem, and when you give your employees the tools to be successful, everybody's happier.
Exactly, no doubt.
So I'm looking at this order. One, I see a 12 head there, and then how many heads are on that back wall?
I've got 8 heads on the back wall, and then the 4 head individual machines that are Maya's.
Wow. And if we look here, I mean, you're doing the Richardson 112. This is the best-selling hat, I think, in the industry, pretty sure.
I would agree with that.
So, I mean, we're doing a bunch of different colors. We have our invoice, our DecoNetwork order here, and then our order worksheet. Looks like you're doing 180 heather gray and black, and then a few others also. I mean, how many stitches per minute do you think you average on one of these machines?
So on the Bearden machine, actually, we usually have it set at 750.
750.
Yep, 750, and it usually runs pretty smooth. And a lot of people say that's really fast for a hat, right?
It is fast for a hat.
Yeah, most people run a hat at around 550, 600, where we can pretty much with the Bearden run it right at 750 and have no issues.
Wow.
Yep.
And I see magnetic hoops. You own it?
That's been the biggest biggest thing for us in the embroidery is magnetic hoops. My employees, when you start talking about having elbow issues and things like that, you know it's time to make a change, and that's been a great investment. It's been a game changer, not only for the quality, but also for the staff members itself.
It's funny, I'll go into a couple shops and they'll actually have magnetic hoops, but then that embroiderer isn't a big fan of them, and they're just sitting in the corner.
Oh,
I'm like, what are you doing? This is the best stuff.
Have them give me a call.
Yeah, they're not cheap, but wow, do they make you more efficient?
No doubt.
The alignment, even doing a beanie like that with the freestyle, it's a game changer. Highly suggest anybody out there who's looking at getting embroidery or has embroidery and doesn't have magnetic hoops, the Mighty Hoop Master setup is incredible.
For the quality on that, Zach, where I noticed the biggest difference was on polyester shirts. Because when you do a regular hoop, sometimes you twist it and you turn it, and then next you know you pop it out of the hoop, and next you know you have all this crumbling and just pulling, right? So with the magnetic hoop, it's no twisting and turning. It's a straight applied and we're moving. And when you pull it out of the hoop, there's not as much. You're still going to have a little bit every now and then, just depending on the polyester, but for the most part, the cleanliness of it is so much better.
Now, I see your wall of thread. I am seeing both Isocord and Madeira. Is there a reason why you're using both brands of thread?
The short answer is no.
I see this pretty often, and I'm always wondering why.
So Isocord is my preferred thread that I like to use, but there are some colors that you can't get with Isocord, so I get with Madeira. But whenever we first got into the embroidery industry, a long time ago, we used Madeira. That's all we used. So some of it's also leftover thread as well, but Isocord is my go-to. If I can't get it there, then I'll go to Madeira.
Yeah, and those are the two most popular by far. Keep it nice, dry, clean. You don't let it, get too, you don't want this sitting forever.
No.
You'll have dry rot and so forth. But it's very comfortable in here. What's your staff like in a given week?
So really, I have a limited staff on the embroidery. I've got two people, usually mostly Sophia and Alma, that run the machines. So I run my big jobs on the 12 head, the somewhat big jobs, the smaller jobs on the 8 heads, and individual jobs on the Amayas. But when I'm really busy, I like to have 3 or 4. But at this point right now, we just need to be able to produce it in 3 to 5 days.
Wow, and you're doing this both for contract orders,
correct,
and everybody else,
yes,
retail.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Well, Sean, love your shop.
Appreciate
Thank you so much for having us. So glad to have you as a DecoNetwork licensee. Sean and I worked together, 4 or 5 years ago when you signed up? DecoNetwork, very powerful software, can be a game changer, has a little bit of a learning curve. Sometimes working with somebody like myself who's used it for a long time can help reduce that.
No doubt.
But once you're up and running, I mean, it's amazing what all you can do, and you can grow, your business with it. It won't make or break your business, but it can make you lean and mean and allow you to focus on what's really important.
And also the amount of mistakes that happen have gone down tremendously with having the DecoNetwork system, so that's a huge benefit.
I mean, if you think about it, if you're paying $300 a month, 12 times a year, you might be, okay, I've got $3,600 in it.
Yeah.
I bet it saves you $3,600 in mistakes almost every year.
Oh, you wouldn't believe.
And the amount of man hours also saves.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a great point. It's technology will make you more efficient and it will reduce those mistakes, which keeps not only you happy, but your customers happy.
Yes. Yeah.
So, thank you again so much, Sean, for your time. Thanks for having us, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Thank you.